What is up, guys and girls? Archer Gaming here, and I'm coming at you with the Road to Regionals episode 2. For those who've seen tagline of prize, this is what we will be giving away at the end of the show. So please stay tuned for that. And I'll explain how you can win this. One goes completely free. So, on with the list. This week I've been quite fortunate. I've had quite a lot of time to grab quite a few games in. I think I've done about 8 games overall. So I've tested each list at least twice, with the exception of the Scum TLT list, which I haven't played with at all. If you go back to the last video, which will be linked below, I've played it enough. I know exactly how it works. Whether it's still competitive in the current meta is up for discussion. A lot of people on forums now saying this TLT is still worth it, especially with the fucking Dengar Swarm, Jump Master Swarm, or Punishing One Swarm, or whatever they're calling it. The 3 punishing ones with the missiles. But yeah, so while I've got Dengar on the mind, let's talk about that list first. Managed to actually play 3 games with that one, so mistaken. I've played about 9 games this week. Love it. Still probably my favourite list at the moment. For those who don't know, I'm a massive Scum player. However, I'm finding the missiles with Dengar, I'm not really using that much. For the 8 points I've put into them, there's ways I could buffer everything else. So I'm going to ditch the missiles on Dengar, replace it with maybe Recon Specialist. And Bosk was another one I was looking at on either him or Fett. I haven't quite decided, but I'm quite liking that. Or a K4 security droid on Fett, giving me the target lock, then focus, and then brick load of shots. However, I find target locking with Fett not useful where you get the rerolls already. So I might end up sticking that onto Dengar if I don't stick with Bosk. Ideally, I'd love to stick Dengar on Fett, but I can't do that. Also looking at Tractor Beam on Boba Fett. Sounds like a bit of a long shot, but if I can pull something into Dengar's arc, or push something off a Boardette, or push something to be in a position that's better suited to me. I'm just thinking for 1 point, which is what I'm currently playing with at the moment, spare, because dropping the missiles and the extra munitions is 8 points. It could be something no one sees coming. Seems like a bit of a waste, but it could do something crazy. It could work. So we're looking at that. We're looking at Bosk, and we're looking at Tractor Beam. Oh, maybe an additional bomb with Fett as well. There's a couple of points spare now. I'll weigh up some options. As for the Ghost list, the next one, the Rebels. Taicho Klitschko, done really well, as he always does. I'm liking the setup I got with the shuttle, with Ezra, but I think that list is dead. I lost both games badly with it against the player, which I then went to beat with my Dengar list. Not fun. Not fun. I have got a new crazy idea though, which I think you are all going to love. So that will probably be in the next video because it's only half done. But essentially it's dropping proximity mines turn 1, which is good fun. So pay attention for that. The boss list. So we've got Palp Shuttle, Vader, 2 ties. 2-0 with that. Absolutely loved it. Really good, solid, fun list. However, my heart still belongs to Dengar. I can see in a tournament scenario, I've only ever played that list in the first few games and then changed to another list. But I can imagine in a tournament scenario where I'm used to 2-3 ship builds, a 4 ship build starting to... yeah, I mean, it's an interesting list. It'd be interesting to see if I stick with it. But I think at the moment, the 2 I would take most to regionals is those 2 lists. I'll definitely take the boss list over my TLT Scum list at the moment. And last but not least, the Rocket list. So that's been good fun. Running it at 98 points is interesting. However, I think with the one with the tracer missiles, I'm going to give him Shenadian Refit, because I found that was a struggle to hit. And you're kind of paying 3 points for it, which doesn't make a lot of sense when I don't need the target lock for my missiles. Is to give him Shenadian Refit and maybe upfit him to Jake or Taicho or some other named pilot, just to give me that bit more adaptability on the higher pilot skill, and hopefully maybe give my opponent something more to think about, because he would obviously be the first one to break away from Swarm, maybe get behind someone, something like that, maybe give him Swarm tactics, some other things. Just, again, it breaks up, equivalent to how people use Howl Runner without his ability in TIE Swarms. You know, it's just someone else, and if someone breaks off, it's going to be your Omega Ace or something like that, your higher pilot skill pilot. So it'll be interesting to see how I can work that one out. But yeah, so I played against Pouch Shuttle list, I played against another Dengar list, I played against the triple Jumpmaster list, which was good fun. Really worked hard against that. I managed to beat that with my Dengar Fett list. I got a bit lucky. He positioned himself in a way right behind Fett, forgot I had bombs and IDs, so dropped a bomb and then ID'd and just ploughed through one. Yeah, one, they're all stressed. I mean, he was running it. They were all stressed, they were all out of arc. They all had their rockets still, so I managed to get behind them very quickly, which was crucial, especially with Dengar and Fett. Just so they couldn't get these missiles off. I mean, it's not as crucial as getting behind Dengar, because you do not want those double shots from those arc, which again I was forcing him into positions where they were. You know, it's like, do I fire the missiles and get shot back? And you know, I got a lot of them to half damage. He was making it hard for me to focus fire though, which made the real challenge. I think if I would have been able to focus fire on one, the score would have been very differently. It would have gone a lot more heavily in my favour instead of being a very close game. I lost Fett. Just Dengar on half damage. He stripped shields off Dengar, it's just a hole left on Dengar. But you know, luckily I got lucky enough to do the damage I needed. So we played against Pouch Shuttle list, against my Pouch Shuttle list. That was good fun. The Procket Rockets went against a Bosk Fett list. Very similar setup to my Fett. And then Boss with Gunner and a few other interesting upgrades. It struggled. I think the Procket Rocket list needs a bit more finesse. I think I'm definitely going to have to get used to it. And again, with the 4 ships, it's starting to fry my brain a little bit after 2-3 games. So again, I think tournament-wise, that one's sort of at the back. So it kind of goes Ghost lists, Procket Rockets, TLTs, and then my Pouch Shuttle list, then my Dengar Fett list. But we'll see with the changes. You know, you never know, it might give me a list of life on this crazy shenanigans I'm planning with the Ghost. But speaking of the Ghost, let me inform you how you can win one. So if you go onto my Facebook page, which again will be linked below, if you go on there, click on it, and it will bring you to my Facebook page, and there will be a pinned post at the top. All you have to do is like to get 1 entry, share to get 1 entry, comment to get another. If you do all 3, it gives you 5 entries. If you share into a group and I give you a thumbs up, it means I've seen it, and you get an extra 5 entries. So there's a potential to get 10 entries in this, which is a lot of entries. So guys, that is it. That is how you can win the Ghost, for those who stick around for that. And yeah, it's all on my Facebook page. That will be linked below, along with the first video in this series. And I'll see you this time next week. It's going to be a regular Tuesday thing, so I'll see you this time next week for another update.